Alright guys, welcome to episode 4 of Jedi Academy Lore Run. Today we're going to be on Hoth, for what I believe is our final mission in this chapter of the game.
Nothing. Is Master Skywalker wrong about this place? What's that? I guess I'd better check it out. I can probably cover more distance with one of those tauntauns.
Alright, here we are on Hoth, and unfortunately there's not too much to talk about on this planet. Besides, the Battle of Hoth on the Empire Strikes Back, not much notable happens here. And especially during this time period, Hoth really becomes pretty unnotable. But if we want to talk about anything historical with Hoth,
Imperials here? Maybe Master Luke was right after
we're going to have to go all the way back to the Old Republic. And even then, there's not too much to talk about. Hoth was a point of conflict between the Jedi and the Sith, and a few interesting things happened there. One, amidst the war, many space shuttles and different space frigates were shot down and landed on Hoth, and it attracted a lot of different space pirates and smugglers and bounty hunters who would form big coalitions and attempt to scavenge the ships for parts and to sell on the black market and the weapons and things like that. So there's all kinds of different warring factions with that. The Sith Empire liked to send its Chiss allies and Chiss Imperial agents
I don't want to hurt you.
to work on Hoth because the Chiss home planet is also really fucking cold. I remember these used to freak the hell out of me. That was pretty sweet. Yeah, no big deal. You saw me just jump up and slash that Wampa in the face. No big deal. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, the Chiss played a big part in just basically running Hoth for the Sith Empire. Obviously, the Sith Empire was the one that was really in control of Hoth, but they tended to favor sending Chiss people down there because they were much more used to the cold than the humans and the Sith purebloods, for obvious reasons. And you get to explore that planet on the SWTOR video game, Star Wars The Old Republic MMO. And I have to say, that's one of the more taxing missions to be on, because it's just literally a huge, wide open, frozen wasteland. And if you don't have a fast speeder, you're going to be on the planet for a long time. It's a lot of traveling. Appreciate, yep. Check me out now. It's over for these Stormtroopers. What the heck? I thought you could crash into them. There you go. Or maybe that was my lightsaber.
Doesn't look like they got in this way. Must be another way in.
Just make things easier. So, even during this time, not much is going on in Hoth. There are some species that like to migrate here because of the cold. Humans do it, not because they like the cold, but... Oh, hell. Wait, where the hell's my lightsaber? There we go. Okay, I don't know what was going on there. My lightsaber wasn't coming out. But, humans migrate here either because they're kind of crazy and they just want the independence, or there's somehow money to be made here for them, maybe like refining minerals and things. Tals like to come here sometimes. Tals are the race Fal Medana is. Fal Medana was the Jedi that fought with Shakti and that Ithorian Jedi in the 2003 Clone Wars series and was eventually killed by Grievous. And they handle the cold very well.
This isn't what it looked like in the holovids. The weather here must be fierce.
No kidding. Oh shit. If I remember right, you can't kill that thing very easily. ATTU. So we're just gonna skip. My lightsaber isn't coming out when I ask it to. It's weird. Yeah, that Jedi Tal's character is really cool. I can't remember his name, but I know there's a Tal's character in SWTOR 2. I don't remember which class he's a companion for. But I know... Oh man, it's been such a long time since I've actually played that game. But I know he's actually a pretty cool character.
Locked.
I'd really like to do some gameplay of that video game eventually. I don't know if my computer can run it with OBS, but we'll see. And I'd let you guys choose which class you'd want me to do, because I like them all. I played most of the classes. Maybe the only one I wouldn't want to do, if you guys didn't mind, is the Jedi Counselor. I think his story's kind of boring. Not a whole lot happens, in my opinion. I don't think I've actually even ever finished it. But from the people I've talked to, they said it was really boring. And yeah, from what I saw, they are correct. Secret area. See, so I mean, there's all these secret areas, you really don't get anything other than like ammo. It'd be cool if you got like skins or something. So where am I supposed to go now? See, I never understood what this did. Pretty sure it doesn't really actually do anything. Okay, I think we're out of here now. That really hurt. Oop, wrong way. Sorry guys, I'm bad with directions. Yeah, I always like listening on the Stormtrooper conversations. They're usually pretty funny. And I just like getting the drop on them. I think after this mission we get to pick a new lightsaber form and stuff. I'm not exactly sure. Not pick a new lightsaber form, but we get another one. So like I said, you get all three of them, and you can switch between them whenever you want. Yeah, SWTOR is a pretty decent game. I've been playing, or I played the game since release. I didn't play it the entire time it's been released, obviously. I've been very off and on with it. I haven't played it in like a year or two, actually. I haven't played it since the new expansion came out. I was actually playing a shit ton of it right before it came out in anticipation for it, but by the time the expansion came out, I was so like blown out of the game. I just completely burned out on it. But I have a Sith Warrior, a Sith Inquisitor, a Jedi Knight, a Bounty Hunter, and a Trooper. And they're all whatever the max level for the vanilla version of the game was. And my Sith Warrior is actually a Chiss. You have to, oh, and I have an Imperial Agent. That was actually my first character. The Imperial Agent story, oh man, that story was so good. But, yeah, because I played as a Chiss with Imperial Agent and beat his story, I got to use the Chiss race for whatever class I wanted. So I actually have a Chiss Sith Warrior. And it's really kind of interesting to think what a Chiss Sith Warrior would be like. Wow, it's a lot of Stormtroopers. I guess we're supposed to be using that gun. We're gonna use my lightsaber because that's cooler. That was Anakin Skywalker worthy.
I guess I should keep following the beacons.
But it's really interesting to think what a Sith warrior would be like if you're a Chiss, or if the Sith are run by a Chiss. I think one of the best traits of the Sith Empire is their pragmatics. And a lot of time, the Sith let their emotions actually get in the way of their pragmatics, and I get that. I get that being a Sith is all about letting your emotions flow, but that's actually my least favorite part about the Sith. Personally, I mean, like obviously that makes them interesting, but if I were a Sith personally, or I wanted to write a Sith character, I'd have him be not so much emotional and fueled with like rage and stuff. I'd have him be just crazy pragmatic. And I would definitely write a Chiss Sith character. That's kind of what Malgus was doing when he attempted to try to take over the Sith. It seemed like he, one of the biggest things he wanted to do, besides, just gain power for himself, was to allow whatever race to be part of the Sith Empire that wanted to and had something to contribute. So, rather than getting into the massive ethnocentrism and xenophobia that the Sith had, he saw like a greater purpose. Like, think of all the power that they could have had from all these different races had they been more inviting. Of course, they'd kill anyone who wasn't of use to them, and it's not like they were like promoting diversity for the sake of it either. It's all for power. But regardless, I mean, isn't that the biggest part of being a Sith? Oops. I didn't mean that to happen. That's something way cooler envisioned in my head, but it didn't turn out that way. Yeah, when you think back, really the Chiss are one of the only races in the Old Republic that the Sith allowed into the Empire. Obviously they had like the slaves, like the Zabraks and stuff, who were strong within the Force be allowed to become Sith Inquisitors eventually. But to like let the non-Force sensitive people join, or aliens join, that was kind of out of the question unless you're a Chiss. And that's because the Chiss were just so pragmatic and just very technologically advanced, even before knowing about the Sith, that they respected them and saw there was just like it was just unquestionable what you could gain by being allied with the Chiss. So they made an exception, and they're not that different anyways, and they're definitely in a way compatible with the Sith. I really think the Star Wars The Old Republic game needs to add some new races in. So far, the only new races they've added are Cathar and Togruta. And don't get me wrong, those are races that definitely should be part of the game. But I think they should have added Nautilans or maybe even Keldor first. Maybe not Cathar, because they're kind of iconic to the Knights of the Old Republic. But literally every other Togruta player I see, like 1 and 2 of them, are just doing an Ahsoka Tano clone, and it's kind of annoying. I mean, it's their game, they can enjoy it however they want, so it's not really for me to criticize. But you rarely ever really see a unique looking Togruta character. But if that's the way you enjoy the game, then by all means go ahead. I'm not trying to sound like an ass, but it's kind of nice to see diverse characters. And that's probably not as common now because when I was playing, Togruta just came out, so that's what pretty much everyone first thought of doing. So I still haven't read the Ahsoka Tano novel, but from what I heard, it was only decent. I mean, it wasn't good or bad, really. Heard the audiobook was voiced by the same person that voiced Ahsoka, though. That's pretty cool. We're tearing through these Stormtroopers like crazy, man. I'm tempted to do the dual saber staff, but obviously if this is a canon playthrough, we're just gonna stick with the single saber. But it's pretty fun using the saber staff. You feel like SWTOR, just really kind of really brawny and strong. I mean, you could throw acrobatics in it too, but personally I like using kind of like a more grounded strength style when you use the saber staff in this game. Speaking of SWTOR, talk about a really what's the word? Misused character with such wasted potential.
Command center to Alora.
Alora here.
We've just finished downloading the data. The rebels must have erased everything during the evacuation. Fortunately, the computer kept logging their flight information. And we found Rogue Leader's flight trajectory when he left Hoth. From it, we've been able to determine that Skywalker went to Dagobah.
Dagobah. That sneaky little Jedi.
The Jedi are here.
This guy's doing a pretty good job blocking me.
The Master favors me. This isn't good. I'd better find this Alora.
Speaking of Savage Opress, he's kind of like the Shaq Diesel of Star Wars. He is just really like a physical powerhouse, and you know, he knows how to use that in tandem with his skill to be really, really effective in combat. Like, I'm not trying to say that Savage or even Shaq are unskilled. They're incredibly skilled, but you know, their physical power is really the biggest boon to them. Oh! You almost ate me. Do you remember the mission in, I think it was Battlefront 2? Yeah, it definitely was Battlefront 2. Where if you played on Hoth and you picked that one game mode, it was basically just a squad of rebels versus a huge army of Wampas. That used to scare the shit out of me and my friends when we were little. But it was so much fun. Just going into the hangar and having the Wampas run out. Oh man, that was so much fun. That game really did not have that much to it, but its simplicity is what made it fun.
Yes, Master. Dagobah. Skywalker didn't mention it in his journals. He must have been trying to protect something.
Well done, my apprentice. Meet me there.
Ah, you must be the saber-wielding troublemaker who neutralized our perimeter guard. Are the Jedi stretched so thin that Skywalker sends children to battle the disciples of Ragnos? I will destroy you.
First boss battle.
You are a coward. You won't get away, coward.
Come on, man. That was kind of close.
We'll meet again, whelp.
I can't wait. So they know about Dagobah. Master Yoda hid there, knowing his presence would be masked by the planet's strong dark side aura. If they find it...
Did you find anything on Hoth?
Nothing. They must have already taken the Force energy from there. Just as others have reported. Bespin, Endor, Coruscant, everywhere. Kyle, what about Biss?
Rosh hasn't returned. He's long overdue and we haven't heard from him.
I sense he's still alive.
I'm going to Biss to look for him. I know some people that can get me into some of the outlying Imperial outposts. I'll see what I can find out.
Very well.
What about me? I want to help. Rosh is my friend.
You can help by staying here and completing your training.
Kyle's right. There are still missions for you to undertake, and we can't neglect the training of one of our most promising students.
Promising?
Yes. Due to your heroics on Hoth, we are promoting you to apprentice.
Thank you, Master Skywalker. Master, Kyle.
Alright, so we just got the fast style. And the fast style actually isn't all that great for lightsaber combat in this game. It's more so better for dealing with blaster wielding opponents because it doesn't really hit very hard, and I think it gives you weaker defense. Let's see what the description actually says. Fast and efficient but with limited range. Yeah, I do remember that. Short quick motions allow for multiple attacks but with minimum damage. This style can be chained indefinitely. It utilizes a defensive stance, okay, in which the Jedi holds his saber across his front in a ready position to fend off attacks or make quick jabs. Represented by a blue bar on the right side of the HUD, or HUD. Okay, I don't know what it means by the whole defense part. I think that's just saying how you hold it when you're in your guard, because I'm almost positive that your defense is actually pretty weak with this style. But yeah, you can chain your attacks indefinitely, and you get like new flourish animations, I think. And for that reason, it's really actually great for dealing with blaster wielding opponents. But with lightsaber wielding opponents, not so much. My personal favorite style, we haven't got it yet, is the heavy style. And that's like your strength-based Gemso. And that's the one I tend to use the most when I'm in lightsaber combat. But I think I tend to use the fast style and medium. I kind of switch between the two when I'm dealing with blaster wielding opponents. I kind of do medium no matter what situation I am in, but I do prefer the heavy style for lightsabers.
Master Skywalker and Master Katarn have left the Academy. I have been instructed to provide you with a set of possible missions.
Alright, so here's our next batch. So, next mission we'll probably end up doing a rescue mission on Narkrita, and this one as well, depending on how fast this one goes by. Zonju V. I'm trying to think if I know where that planet is. I'm pretty sure it's a made-up planet for this game, but I'll double-check on that. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and like always, may the Force be with you.